Hey guys, Matt from Total MTG here, and it's Deck Tech Tuesday. So first of all I'm going to say, you have to forgive my voice and that, and if I sneeze in the middle of this because I've got really bad hay fever. And it might make me sound a bit funny today, but I assure you it is me. So if you're new to us here, please press that subscribe button now. And then hopefully we'll be on the way to 2,000 subs. It's a long way to go yet, but we're getting there guys, we're getting there. So let's have a look at this week's deck. It's a modern deck. Haven't really got a name for it at the moment really, so I'm going to call it maybe Fog Walkers. If you guys think of a better name, put it in the comments and you know, maybe we can use your name instead. But at the moment we're calling it Fog Walkers. So let's get on to the creatures. We have just two lovely little Snapcaster mages, one in a blue. It's a 2/1 with flash. You all know what Snapcaster does. When it enters the battlefield, target instant sorcery gains flashback for the cost of its mana cost to end of turn. So we run two of them. So let's get on to the spells first. Excuse me. So we run fog effects. This is what the deck's about. Protect our walkers and hopefully win by milling them or attacking with creatures that we get of theirs, or maybe with one of our other planeswalkers. So we've got Clinging Mist, we've got 3 of them. It prevents all damage that would be dealt this turn. If you've got 5 or less life, tap all their target creatures and they don't untap during next turn. So our next fog, Druid's Deliverance. Prevent all combat damage that return and you get to populate. So if you've got any tokens on the field, you get to populate them. So we have 4 of them. Then we have the one and only Fog. Prevent all combat damage this turn. So we have 4 fogs and I have 4 with different arts. Look at that guys. There we go. Then we have Wrath effects. We need to keep clearing the board. Protect our walkers if you can't stop the combat damage. So we have 3 Supreme Verdicts. And then we have a Wrath of God. So we need to draw lots of cards. We have part of the card drawing is Serum Visions. Helps us scry to what we want and we get to draw a card. So we have 4 of them. Then we go for Dictate of Kruphix. It's a 3 enchantment. You can play a flash at the end of their turn. So you get to draw the first card and get card draw ahead. Nice art on that one as well. We have 3 of them. And then a tiny bit more disruption. Spreading Seas, nice early play. You get to enchant one of their lands. That land becomes an island, and we get to draw a card as well. So let's get on to the important walkers. Hopefully the all-star of the deck, Ashiok Nightmare Weaver, only costs 3 mana to play. Your +2 exile the top 3. Your -X is to play any of their creature cards you get to exile. And the -10 is exile cards from all opponents' hands and graveyards. So we ran a couple of them. Jace Memory Adept we hopefully use for the 0 where we get to mill them for 10. They get to put the top 10 cards of their library into their graveyard. +1 in case we just need to draw a card, and then they get to put the top card in, but it does help us draw. And the -7 is each player, any number of players, draw 20 cards. Jace Balerion, low mana cost Planeswalker. Does help them out as well, but each player draws a card, but we want them to draw cards as well, because obviously we're trying to mill them. You know, if we want to be tight we can minus it, but the whole idea really is for them drawing all their decks, so we will be +2 in that one. Gideon Jura is a bit of a protection for us as well, because we can get them to attack Gideon. We can -2 to destroy a target creature, and we can turn it into a 6/6 indestructible creature as well, preventing all damage. One of my favourite planeswalkers, Tamiyo, the Moon Sage. +1 we can tap down a permanent so it doesn't untap. -2 we can draw more cards for each tapped creature target player controls. And the emblem is great. You know, you have no maximum hand side. Whenever a card gets put into a graveyard from anywhere, you may return it to your hand. And then a one of Narset helps us go for our deck, find what we want, that we get to look at the top card. You may reveal it if it's a non-creature, non-land, put it in a hand. And a -2 effect, we can obviously give an instant or sorcery rebound for a turn. And the -9 emblem, your opponents can't cast non-creature spells. Absolutely brilliant if we can get the emblem. I've done it a few times, not with this deck, but I've done it with other decks. So let's get on to the land base. We have some basics here. Like always, I'll leave a deck list below so you can see the full amounts of everything. Some nice, I'm going to foil normal basics, not full arts in this deck. Decided to swap it up a bit. Nephalia Drownyard has the ability of 1 black-blue. Target player puts the top 3 cards into his from his library into the graveyard. So, you know, we can maybe finish them off with a Nephalia. And then we have a varied amount of lands: Godless Shrine, Hallowed Fountains, Watery Grave, Celestial Colonnades obviously turns into the creature, which is good as well, helps us out because we only have 2 snaps. Breeding Pools, and then an array of fetch lands. So that's the deck, guys. It's it's not your standard mill deck. It's a bit different. It's Fog Walkers. You can sort of, it's a bit different. I like different decks, but I love walkers as well. So we fog them off. You see the pattern of the deck. We fog them off. We wrap them off. We hopefully get to the time where we can just keep taking all their cards, or batter them with a Gideon, but that'd be very unlikely. But you never know, we might be able to do that with a Gideon. So that is the deck. So we go to our sideboard. We have a couple of Witchbane Orbs. Using this because I've only got 1 Leyline of Sanctity in my sideboard, in my collection. So maybe you probably run them instead of Witchbane Orbs. I've got 1, so I'm going to run 1 of them and a couple of them. I think it's a couple of them, maybe it's 1 of them. A couple of Sphinx's Tutelage, because that might help us out, with the million, drawing cards. We're going to be drawing lots of cards. Let me just get that back in focus, there we go. So, that might be a good sideboard card to bring in. Couple of Pithing Needle against anything that's really awkward for us. A couple of Negates. Timely Reinforcements, again, I'd probably maybe like more than 1 in my sideboard, because I only have 1 in my collection at the moment, so, you build with what you got. But I would probably recommend maybe 1 or 2 more of these if you want to swap around the sideboard. If you have less life than an opponent, you get 6 life, and then you get some soldiers as well if you've got less creatures, which is probably what we will have. Nature's Claim, destroy target artifact or enchantment, and they gain 4 life. Got a couple of them. 1 more Ashiok, Engineered Explosives, destroys all permanents, but you've got the Sunburst. We've got a lot of coloured lands there. And then a couple of Sony Silences for the Affinity decks, or, artifact-based decks. We got a couple of them. Obviously, it doesn't work with Witchbane, but we wouldn't put them out at the same time. So, guys, this was the deck. It's been Deck Tech Tuesday. We've had a bit of Modern, bit of Fog Walkers. Anyway, let me know what you think of the deck, guys. Hope you all like it. Please leave in the comments, what you think. If you can think of a better name than Fog Walkers, and, sideboard cards, I think, be good for it. Everyone's meta's different, so, you put in what you need, for your, specific shop you're playing in, or, any store. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe, and make sure you tune in same time next week. Cheers, guys.